Leo, the month of March is going to bring 2025 some huge changes in your career. With an eclipse in the sign of Aries, there's also a great deal of flow coming at you in a way that can benefit you moving into a deeper alignment with your purpose. A lot of money stuff happening. We can get into that with an eclipse in Virgo and a stellium in Pisces in your money access. And we're going to talk about those big money, career, and purpose shifts for you. And you do have a bit of luck this month. So we'll talk about that as well. So welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm Lori Lothian. I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac Astrology, and we're going to dive into this month ahead using those tools as a navigational device. Just a heads up, I'm teaching a Venus retrograde course. It's quite affordable for 6 weeks with live calls, replays available, 3 Q&As over the course of the 6 weeks, fun collage party, a Facebook group, and much, much more. If you want to jump into that class, and you catch wind of this video before March 1st, although I may keep the enrollment door open for people starting a week late. I'm not sure yet. I'm recording this in February. Check the description link below for the discount code that's active and more. So everything about my course is in the description box below. If you want to get in with a late discount code, it's underneath the video on the more button. Let's get talking about the sky for you. I'm going to show it to you, and we're breaking the sky down week by week in a chronological order. And that's how I do these kinds of videos. So you can take notes. I do talk fast, but the benefit of that is you get a lot of content, a lot of information, and you can slow the playback speed down. So if you're a Leo, you're looking at this sky. This is a Leo ascendant. You can listen for your ascendant. If you don't know how to cast your chart in whole sign houses, you can check out how to do that in my description box, but also learn what your rising sign is. In order to determine your rising sign, you need to have, it's a free tutorial, by the way, you need to have a birth time. If you want to listen for your sun sign, it's career and purpose matters. If you want to listen to the rising, it's everything about you. It's the avatar that you have in the game of life, in the simulation. And if you want to listen to the moon sign, it's often about matters related to your home and private life and where you live, but also how you emotionally feel about things happening in the sky. So you've got a lot of layers there. Now, Leos in general, here's the deal. You've been going through a time frame where you had a lot of Mars action, all right, September, October, then back again, January through till now in that 12th house. And I want to give you that backdrop because Mars is direct now. And if you have a Leo and you've been trying to make decisions about things that really like cut out the bad habits and addictions, stop being your own worst enemy, maybe a lot of decisions and actions revolving around travel to foreign lands and far off shores. But at a psychological and a spiritual level, this has been a big deal. This long transit of Mars here, who went direct February 23rd, is finally in direct motion. And I'm bringing him up because he's the number one reason that you're going to have some major changes to your pocketbook and your financial structures this month. And that's because he's going to engage this trio or quadrupling planet. You've got a stellium here at the beginning of the month and the end of the month, and Mars is trying to work with that. And the 8th house is very much a money house. It's an inheritance house. It's chunky money. And that's why I talked in the beginning about some unexpected changes in your finances and career, because Algol, Uranus, a wealth star, and the 10th house or career and reputation also activates your 8th house this month. So a lot is going on about your finances. However, the 8th house is deep occult magic and mysteries. It's the ways that you can receive more connections to the divine. It's a spiritual liberation house. May put you in touch with, like, I talk to dead people. I'm involved in the deep mysteries. There's other elements to this house than just that chunky money, but it definitely involves the access of money, especially with the mid-month eclipse in your second house of earnings. So let's say that the backdrop of the sky are those matters. Now where we're going to go is the breakdown of the month, week by week, including a mention of both the Aries and the Virgo eclipses. So on March the 1st to the 8th, you'll notice that the sun is square Jupiter. Now, the sun and Jupiter mean opportunity together. There's something good trying to happen. This is pennies from heaven, windfalls, karmic rewards, blessings in your financial gain in your career. It could also bring some kind of favor or blessing from a sibling, one older, a friend, an ally, someone who wants to benefit your life. And so there's a blessing opportunity vibe on March the 1st to the 3rd. And the sun is in the house of that chunky money. And I don't know, guys, it could be anything. A friend lends you some money, you get a tax rebate, but it comes through a tip from a friend. An elder sibling dispenses some financial wellness your way. There's so many opportunities for this to look good on you, but mostly in that financial and career gains matter. So pay attention to the first 3 days of March for a little bit of a blessing there. When we move into that same time frame, the first 3 days of March, we'll notice Mercury is sidling up to Neptune, and just before that, the North Node. And so kind of the first 2 to 3 days of the month, there's some kind of information, news, insight about your finances, about your, taxes, your credit cards, your mortgages, your inheritances, your shared spousal resources, your divorce settlements, whatever those monies may be with others that you're involved with. And Mercury can help see you. Mercury can give you information, contracts. He's not great here. I got to tell you that he's not great in the sign of Pisces for the details. So definitely get a lawyer involved. But Mercury Neptune can also be very good for channeling Archangel Michael in this house, or getting in touch with the dead, or finding yourself in a deep spiritual realization of some sort. So there's a spiritual component to how that may play out for you also in the first 3 days of March. On March the 5th, Mercury moves over into a contact through Aries. Watch him move. Well, I'm going to move him over for us. There he goes. He's going to slide over on March my software isn't cooperating, but that's okay. March the 3rd, he's sliding over into Aries, and he's then beginning to sextile Pluto. And this is also really good information for you in phone calls, text messages, emails coming from people in foreign lands and foreign shores, or connected to court and legal matters, and connected to higher education and university settings. All these are possibly true when Mercury sits in the 9th house, flowing to Pluto, the god of riches, power, and wealth, in the house of legal contracts and significant others. So for signing of a legal contract or negotiating legal deals, this is very good. It's not a one and done. He will be retrograding back and forth and connecting to Pluto more than once throughout April. So just know that it's the beginning of something, not the end. And there have to be some back and forth. It could be like contracts for getting into a university, contracts for divorce settlements, money back and forth connected to offers for a job in human resources. So offer for a job in a foreign land. A lot of stuff like that could be going on here. First pass is going to be March the 5th, a day or two before and after. And you'll feel this coming back again when he retrogrades through here and goes direct again. So this is not over yet, but it's a story that takes you through to the end of April. On the 7th and 8th of March, you will have a beautiful energy of the sun in a trine to Mars. Now, Mars and sun in a trine are very good energies together. Mars is not afraid of the sun. And on the 7th and 8th, Mars in the watery sign of Cancer flows to the sun in the house of that chunky money and those mortgages and those bank loans. Mars rules your real estate house. And so it's very positive for negotiations around real estate or rental properties, rental and purchase and sale and all of that. Very good energy. Saturn rules your rentals, Mars rules your home. So there's that kind of stuff going on. It could be decisions being made to move out of the home, to change your home, to buy a home, to rent a home, to lease a home if you're the landlord. But it's a flowing energy. It's good for your finances as well. Now, a positive secret could be revealed to you that connects to a marriage person or a family of origin person. And yet you need to hear it, you need to know it, it's good for you. You need to find that information out, and it happens to occur in a flowing way, the revelation of unknown secrets from your family of origin, particularly father figure secrets, but anything in general. Now, on March the 8th to the 14th, we have eclipses. We have that first eclipse, but we also have the sun in adjoining with Saturn on the 11th to the 13th while sextiling Uranus. So this is a positive vibration for the reason that sextiles bring luck and surprises in your career connected to money. A sign-on bonus, a commission check, a chance to invest in the stocks of the company you own and it takes off, something or that you're working for, a surprising development in your public reputation that's positive connected to matters financial. All right, that's the best I can do, but there's something good trying to happen. And Algol is a well star where Uranus is sitting. And of course, we have that beautiful energy of a sextile, the nature of Venus. So we don't mind it. And that's happening on around the 11th to the 13th of the month. So, and there you can see Sun, Saturn. Sun and Saturn are not good friends. Saturn's a lord of, time and karma and grim reaper and sometimes death in the house of death. Sun is father figure. North Node is destined. I don't want to scare you, but a great grandparent could be a great grandparent father energy here, but some elder father figure with Saturn in the eighth house of death isn't so easy. This happened in 23, March, maybe 24, March, April, and it's back again. February, March. So it's not the first time you've had it. It's once every 30 years. It's 3 times every 30 years in your life. So it's kind of rare. So because Jupiter is bringing kind of a windfall or chunks of money out of the sky, and you've got this kind of father figure, elder Saturn conjunction, there may be, not necessarily, Mars is in the house of hospitals, that kind of story where an eldering family member, maybe male, in a hospital, and money increases for you. All right. As best I can do. With Uranus, it would be a surprise. Uranus is in the house of father figures. Now, the total lunar eclipse is happening on the 23rd degree of Virgo. It happened to be a similar type of energy of a lunar eclipse back in the spring of 2007. This eclipse cycle runs 18 months, right? Basically, by the end of 26, it's done, as new eclipses are moving through the chunky money increase and the south node through the second house. Now, look, also divorce settlements. Okay, there's stuff going on here where some of you are looking at receiving chunks of money somehow, increasing your financial wellness, maybe incorporating new tax structures. Maybe you're going to increase your money through investments, portfolios, retirement funds, spousal support, alimony, I don't know, anything. But you've got Pluto, the god of death, in the house of marriage. So there's some of these marriages are not going to hold, these long-term relationships, and you may benefit financially from separating out. And so what I want to tell you is that the lunar eclipse on the 14th of March, total blood moon eclipse, south node eclipse, reveals to you what you need to let go of in your self-made money, in your earnings, in your financial resources. Surrender, let go, and release, and change your financial structures. And it could be a change of job because, of course, the south node is in a flow to Uranus in your 10th house, a surprising new career path, a surprising new career job coming your way. Not the day of the eclipse. Eclipses can be 6 months in the unfolding when they're lunar, but the epicenter of the change is the 14th. And then it flows or unfolds over the course of 6 months. So you're going to know why, because there's an illumination or a clarity of why or how you need to make changes in the money story, but also in your case, perhaps your career path as well. Sometimes South Node eclipses through the second house means you're going to rely on your spouse's money, government handout money, retirement money, savings that you have, that invested money. You're going to live off that kind of money for a while, or inheritance money. Remember that, or spousal support. So that kind of thing is playing out for almost 18 months from this conversation. So there's a story emerging there, and this eclipse on the 14th is the beginning of that narrative. Now, we're going to break for a minute before we do the second half of the month, and we're going to talk now about what it is that you need to pay attention to with Venus and Mercury, because they're both retrograding in the month of March. So Venus and Mercury, let's go into Mercury first, because it is on the 15th of March that he stations retrograde after having moved into Aries on March the 3rd. He stations retrograde at 9 degrees Aries on March the 15th. And that is your house of foreign lands and travel, higher education, court and legal matters, book publishing, and a house in India of the father. Now, Mercury goes retrograde and then goes backwards, and on March the 30th slides into your 8th house. What this might mean is to be careful here. Between March the 15th and the 30th, it's not a good time to set a court date or take the final result of a court matter. It's not maybe necessarily the best time to accept a university application agreement. You might want to wait until he goes direct on April 7th. But this is also kind of interestingly, as he goes back into the 7th house, it could be simply things like a financial deal connected to a marriage separation and closing out the money stories and the separation agreements or something. Because when he or a university application and you're going to get a scholarship or a bursary and you have to do all the paperwork or you're quitting a job and human resources wants to give you a severance package. And this energy is happening as Mercury retrogrades March 15th to April 7th. And it's on March 30th that he slides into your 8th house and retrogrades to April 7th. And that means that, it may not be the best time to sign any contracts to do with money matters, or certainly invest in a major stock or make any big changes in your tax structures until he's in direct motion on April 7th. But when he's retrograding, you're considering things here. You're thinking about them in ways that you have to think, wow, I've been thinking about this before. I'm going to rethink about it now after April 7th. And yes, you can make 8th house chunky money decisions around those investments, tax structures, or final documentation regarding legal matters and money from other people. Venus, the goddess of love and beauty, on February 4th, entered in February 4th to your 9th house, but on March the 1st, stations retrograde at 10 Aries. Come join my Venus retrograde class. When she stations retrograde, now she wants to reconsider something that she was working on February 4th till the retrograde on March 1st. So she might have been ready to travel to a foreign shore, apply for that university or accept it, getting ready for that book publishing deal to work out, getting ready for the human resources alignment to some new job opportunities. And now she has to go back and rethink it. And she's going back to the 8th house, just like Mercury did, that chunky money house. So you're going to see that as she heads backwards, by March 27th, she leaves your 9th house and slides into that chunky money house, which I've described already to you with the Mercury story. And it will be on April 12th. She turns around in the chunky money house at 24 Pisces. So there's a lot of back and forth, in and out, delays or rethinking these things. However, Venus retrograde can bring back situations from your past to do with people that were connected to the 9th house, foreigners, former classmates at university, former people you knew in foreign travels that you met. And all of a sudden you might notice, hey, March the 1st through to at least the 27th, all these old former friends and people I've known are getting back in touch with me. Okay, so there's that kind of vibe. Oh, if you want to travel to a foreign shore or distant land, when Venus is retrograde here and Mercury, both of them. So Mercury retrograding here March 15th to March 30th, Venus retrograding here March 1st to the 27th, kind of gives you basically a whole month of March where you guys can travel to foreign distant shores and lands as long as you've been there before. A return to a place you've traveled before will be very beneficial. Venus rules women and sisters, travel with women, travel with sisters, all blessed for most of the month of March, basically. Let's just say that. And then Venus will be back here. And so will Mercury again. So that also gives you blessings in April into May for those same sorts of travels. All right. Moving into the future. On the March the 14th to the 22nd, Sun co-joins Neptune, especially the 19th and 20th. And that's a nice little story for us. Let's take a look at that in the sky together. Let's push ourselves to the future. Into the future. March the 19th. So look at the sun up here, 29 degrees with Neptune. And notice the sun is also just having crossed the north node, and Saturn is there. Elementally, it's water, so it's about the mystical, the magical, the unknown, the unseen, the spiritual. And there's something beautiful with Neptune, like a spiritual insight or illumination can happen for you. This is a really good place for something deep and profound on the spiritual front, especially with Mars trining from the full-on moksha spiritual liberation house. So there could be a massive spiritual awakening energy. There could be the actualization of a financial dream come true connected to foreign lands, people, and shores. Borderless income and revenue. There could be a golden opportunity to travel to a far off place for mystical and magical reasons, etc. So that's just a nice little touchdown between Neptune. Neptune is sometimes confused and confusing, and Sun says clarity. Saturn says realism. You can get a bolt of realism and clarity about your long range finances or money you share with a spouse, but it's going to be flowing to Mars, so it's going to be very positive energetically. Now, if somebody is in a hospital and there's money issues involved with that person, this is a moment of positivity in that situation. Venus is sextiling Pluto, and the Mercury does the same thing, by the way, right after. But Venus is sextiling Pluto as well around the 21st and the 22nd. Let's move ourselves there. And the energy of Pluto is riches and wealth and power. And this is other people, your spouse or significant others or clients or audience members. And Venus is talking to Pluto here around this 21st, 22nd. And then Mercury follows suit around the 24th. And all said and done, it kind of means that the 21st to the 24th of the month, your 24, I'll say the 21st to the 26th of the month, something big is happening for your significant other, your marriage partner, or a business partnership arrangement. It does connect to legal and court matters. It does connect to foreign countries, and it does connect to higher education. Also, you signing contracts and illegal documents are very much possible between the 21st to the 22nd, connected to marriages, divorces, maybe connected to travel opportunities, etc. News and information about your person that's positive. So your significant other has a positive development in their lives that empowers them. And the news of that coming through the sky could be something important for you. You're also your significant other's opportunities for travel, their own opportunities for travel, or engagement of their stories in your significant other's life connected to one of their younger siblings, for example, are positively showing up in the sky between the 21st and the 27th. If you don't have a significant other and you're a Leo, you could meet somebody here that's very profound and transformative and could lead to a long-term destined relationship, but connected to you being in a foreign country, traveling to a foreign land, or in an educational setting. Now, the last part of the month, which is where we have that last eclipse, is also important because we have two long-standing and slow-moving Saturn storylines. Saturn sextiles Uranus the last week of March, and March also Saturn trines Mars. Let's start off with Uranus. It's a tough one to talk about because Uranus brings the unexpected. So I'm trying to tell you what unexpected surprises are coming, but there are some surprises in your career space and your reputation space that Saturn wants to bring financial goodness, chunky money, wellness to you because of some unexpected developments in your professional engagements. Also, unexpected blessings through a father figure could emerge under this energy as well. When I look at that transit, it really is in play the 24th to the 31st. It's a long, slow moving story. But at the very same time, and there's Uranus, right? And there's Saturn, very exact around the 28th. But at the same time, on March the 21st to about the 7th of April, we'll see that Mars is heating up a flow to Saturn, and this creates a mini grand trine. So the essence of the last week, or the 21st of March to about the 7th of April, is some important changes in your career that excite you, or feeling you're breaking free or breaking through some career problems and stagnation or challenges, and you're having a busting free and busting through. But at the same time, there's opportunities connected to distant shores and travel, borderless income and revenue, and increases in your chunky money. So it's a very positive. You can work very hard behind the scenes on a project that engages financial success as well. So let me know how that rolls out for you guys. I'd love to hear back and, tell me how this plays out. A sudden unexpected opportunity, though, is connected to matters of the 10th house. And with Venus owning Uranus, she just says, bring me the money, honey, bring me the financial security if you can. The eclipse, the last Aries eclipse, is occurring on March the 29th at 9 degrees of Aries. You had an eclipse in April of 23, April of 24, and now the end of March of 25. These eclipses have been changing your alignment to purpose, dharma, foreign shores and travel, legal and court matters, and even higher education. You've been propelled in book publishing to make changes or be changed or have destined shifts here. This eclipse cycle that you went through, and it's coming to a close, right? Is almost over, but it does overlap 2023 and 24's eclipses. And so that's a lot like your life in 2004, 5, and 6. So what were you doing with the 9th house then? Because destined changes were occurring. And some of you may have engaged in educational shifts as well. It's the sun in the house of the father is being eclipsed. Again, not to house of father in Indian astrology. It's not to scare you, but it could be the eclipse of a father-father relationship in the year that follows, maybe a falling out, maybe something going on with your father. But it also is going to bring a new beginning, a portal of change, energy that could get you involved in applying for school, applying for an education, traveling a lot abroad, going into healing a chironic wound around being on purpose in life and finding a meaningful life, finding a healing and a new beginning in a spiritual path of faith or a spiritual ideology of some sort. And this last eclipse has got Mercury sitting with it. So it does lead, Mercury's the patron of travelers in the house of foreign shores. And so it could even simply open up a gateway to some significant and profound long distance travel or study with a chironic figure, a mentor, guide, or healer or teacher, either virtually or in real life. All of those are possible for you in the year that follows this eclipse. Every eclipse is not about the day of, it's about in this case, a month or so before March 29th and up to a year later. So I wish you the very best, Leo, with this new cycle of the money eclipses in Pisces and Virgo, and then also closing out that ninth house story. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. My Patreon community information to join me, you get early access free videos, or you might want to come and check out my Substack where I'm doing free content, and also you can upgrade to paid where I write all about the Pluto and Aquarius journey. Want to find out more about that? Check my description box below. Everything about me is under the more button. Okay. I'll see you guys around. Don't forget, this channel's just went over the 100,000 mark, and the more little finger clicks of the like button you do, or subscribe, or notification, or share, or comment, it does help the channel. So take a little time to love me up, and let's get this channel to continue to grow. Thank you. Thank you.